When installing a Laguna patio cover, you will need to locate the 2x6 rafter hangers. Select the mounting area on the wall or eave and snap a level chalk line along the wall to locate the bottom of the 2x6 rafter hangers, or ledger board if one is being used. Determine the location of the posts from the house. This is normally 1 to 2 foot less than the overall projection of the cover. Take into account the type of end caps ordered with your cover and how you want the end result to look. Snap a chalk line on the concrete parallel with the house at your determined post location. You will use this line to mark your post locations. The post should be at least 4 inches away from any edge of the concrete slab or expansion joint and 30 inches away from any crack. The cover must be laid out square with the house. Your concrete slab may not be square, so do not take measurements off your concrete slab. Use a framing square or the 3-4-5 method to mark a perpendicular line from the house representing the side edge of your cover. Some obstacles can be in the way, such as steps and other things. Use your ingenuity to overcome these things. Locate the studs in the wall or the house rafters behind the eaves. Transfer these marks below your chalk line so you'll know where to place your screws when installing 2x6 rafter hangers. Drill 2 3/8 inch holes in the post brackets. Mark 2 locations on the slab using the post bracket as your template. Using a 3/8 inch masonry bit, drill the holes into the concrete slab at least 3 inches deep. Clean the holes out and drive the concrete anchor bolts into the holes so that at least 6 threads are below the concrete surface. Do not damage the threads. Place the bracket over the bolts and tighten to 7 foot-pounds torque, or 2 to 3 turns past finger tight. Mark the post to header bracket locations. These should line up with the post brackets that you've already installed. Transfer the mark to the bottom side of the header. This is the smooth side. The seam side should go to the top. Drill 1/4 inch holes in the brackets Install the brackets using 2 number 14 by 1/2 inch sheet metal screws. Cut your post to the desired height. Attach the post to the brackets using 3 number 14 by 1/2 inch painted sheet metal screws. Make sure the post is plumb. Use a level on each side to check. Attach it to the header with number 14 sheet metal screws. Cut the side plate 1/2 inch less than the overall height of the post and the header. Mark the first hole 1 foot up from the bottom of the side plate and mark additional holes every 2 feet. Mark 2 holes 3 inches down and 2 holes 6 inches down from the top of the side plate. Use a 5/8 butterfly bit or a hole saw to drill these holes carefully. Go through one side of the side plate and foam. Do not puncture or dent the back side of the side plate. Take into account the direction of the seams on the side plate when marking the holes. Place the side plate so it's centered on the post. Attach it at the bottom of the post using a number 14 by 3/4 inch sheet metal screw. Use a level to make sure the side plate is centered and plumb on the post. Use number 14 by 3/4 inch sheet metal screws in each hole to finish attaching the side plate. And repeat this process for the other side of the post. and each additional post. Install the 5/8" plugs in the holes. Attach the 2x6 rafter hangers to the house with two number 10 by 1 3/4" wood screws. The rafters should lay out 24 inches on center, normally starting 12 inches in for the first one. Attach the rafter header bracket to the header using two number 8 sheet metal screws. For covers that have a projection greater than 10 feet, use 3 screws. The first rafter normally starts in 12 inches from the side, and they are a maximum of 24 inches apart. This may need to be adjusted for covers that have an odd number of dimension, like a 15-foot cover. When you're ready to install the rafters, place the rafter over the 2x6 hanger and then in the rafter header bracket. This will help avoid scratching the rafter with the rafter header bracket. Attach the rafter at each end with two number 8 painted sheet metal screws on each side of the rafter. For the lattice tube layout, mark the top of the rafters every 4 inches at each end of the cover. For wide covers, every 4th or 5th rafter should be marked to keep the lattice straight. Attach the lattice to the rafters using the number 8 by 2.5" sheet metal screws with the neoprene washers. Use a screw at every intersection of lattice and rafter. Be careful not to over-tighten and crush the lattice tubes. Congratulations! You've now completed all the steps required to construct an aluminum wood laguna patio cover.